Straight out of Ohio, we're here tonight with Danielle and Daron Fleming. Danielle is the head varsity coach for Licking Heights, and her husband would be the head varsity or JV coach.
Yep.
So give me a recap of your season this year, Danielle.
Yeah, so we had a really good season this year. We went 14-9. That was one of the best seasons Licking Heights has ever had, and the best season in over a decade. So we went 14-9. We were second in the LCL, which is the Licking County League. We had 2 first-teamers in the LCL, which is Jordan Spears. She actually got Player of the Year in the LCL, and then Crystal Jackson. She's a senior. She got first team. We have a sophomore that was a sophomore. She's a sophomore, and she was second team. And then we had a freshman, Emily Swisher, who was honorable mention.
Okay, well, sounds like when you came into the program, it just really turned around this year.
Yeah, and it did. It did. You know, it started out a little rough. Our head coach left a day before we played our first game. So first game was Saturday. Thursday he was there. Friday he wasn't. So I took over on Friday, and it was a little rough at first. We lost the first 2-3 games. So we had to turn some things around, change some things up. But I think after that third game, we kind of got it rolling. So.
Okay, sounds really good. So as far as girls basketball, obviously it's evolving. How do you see it evolving?
I see it going far. I mean, just coming into this new generation, the millennium generation or whatnot, they have a lot of things at their fingertips. I mean, they have, Huddle, Crossover, which they can upload their film. Back in the day, you had to have those big old camcorders at your games. So I feel as if it's becoming more athlete accessible, where kids can get out there, put themselves out there, expose themselves. And then you have, things and programs like this where you guys are doing an amazing job exposing the girls and just getting their names out there. So I think it's doing a really good job.
Well, thank you. So, Daron, so helping your wife, how's that with the girls? How was your season with JV?
Yeah, it was great. We took over the program kind of late, right before the season got started. But we've been coaching together for about 4 or 5 years now. So for us it was nothing new. Right. We kind of just key off of each other. Help each other out. We're just pushing the girls. We're trying to get them to play their best. Push each other. Trying to motivate them to reach their goals. That's what it's all about them. It's all about them, helping them reach their goals, helping them become who they want to be. But it was a good season, fun, but we're trying to get back to work. We're not satisfied, so.
No. Oh no, next year we're gonna come back.
I can't wait.
Right? Okay, so one last question for you guys.
Okay.
So kids obviously are coming from middle school to high school to you guys, since you are high school coaches. So how is that transition from a kid's aspect, where they come a lot of times from middle school being the best player on their team and scoring all the points, to the high school team?
It's very, for some it's difficult. For others that were kind of mediocre in middle school, they get up there and they kind of just want to do their thing. They want to blend in, and they don't want to upset the coaches or anything. But then you have those top athletes in middle school that were scoring 20, 25, 30 points in middle school. So they're expecting to get up to high school and dominate. And when they don't, they really fall back into a slump. They feel as if, maybe they're not good enough. They start to question, hey, do I even want to play basketball? So it's really a mindset you have to change and help them grow in their mindsets. When it comes to the parents, I feel as if dealing with the athlete is okay, because you're dealing with 14, 15-year-old girls. So their minds are very moldable. You can influence them positively and all that. As far as the parents go, it's not as easy, because they're kind of stuck in their ways, if you will, respectively. But they see their kid, as all parents, they want the best for their kids. So when they get up and they see their child dominating in 8th grade, they get to 9th grade and they made varsity, but they're not starting. Or they made varsity and they only score 3 to 5 points a game. They don't put into perspective that the game is faster. These girls are stronger, they're older. They don't really see the whole picture. And so they do sometimes blame coaches. They do sometimes, well, it's your system is failing my daughter, or my daughter was this and that in middle school, but now when she got to you, she's not as good. And I think sometimes parents have to take that step back, because you'll see kids are motivated in the spring or the summer, and then sometimes you get parents, at least from my experience, holding them back. No, you need to rest, you need to do this, and then when it comes to time for season, it's like, okay, coaches, I expect you to take my daughter from this level to this level, and it's just not the case. So for parents, I mean, you definitely do have two sides of it. You got this very supportive parents, and then you have the parents that kind of want their daughter to shine bright when the daughter didn't put in that much work. So
right. So you would suggest for the athlete off season, obviously.
Yeah, obviously off season. You know, you got to put in work. Obviously, you know, you got to try to balance it out. You know, with family. You know, trying to take a break, resting your body. You know, there's a lot of injuries happening. The ACL injury, I feel like every other day I hear about somebody else tearing their ACL. So you do have to rest. You know, you got to take care of your body, but at the same time, you know, you got to get better. If you got goals, your goal is to be the best player on your team, you know, and then lead your team to, you know, as many wins as possible. Then, you know, you got to put in that work. You know, the parents have to be supportive. Parents have to realize that it's taking a lot. When I look around the city, you know, and I see the girls, we're everywhere in the city. You know, you might see us at different games. You know what I mean? Different events, a lot. You know, normally you see the same players. You know what I mean? You see the same parents, and those are normally the best players in the city. You know what I mean? So it's not really surprising, you know, when their parents are taking them to every training opportunity in the city. You know what I mean? That they're the best in the city. You know, so you know you put in the work, you're probably gonna be successful. You know, but you know, like Coach was saying, it's coming from middle school to high school isn't easy. You know, but at the same time, it's not gonna be an overnight transition. You know what I mean? You got to be willing to be patient. You know, put in the work, trust your coaches, trust the process, trust the work that you're putting in. I mean, you look around, you'll see a lot of players out there playing Division I basketball who played 2 years of JV, you know, so you don't have to come right in and be a star to reach your goals, you know, so it's a process.
Absolutely.
It's a process.
Buy into the process.
Absolutely.
Well, I really appreciate you guys meeting with us tonight, and you've given it's great advice, and obviously great coaching duo.
We try. Yes, everyone, take your time, take a moment of your day. Follow Str8Outta Ohio on Facebook, Twitter. It's great exposure for your girls, great exposure for just the athleticism for everybody. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Str8Outta Ohio.
Basketball is my favorite sport. We drag a team up and down the court. Have you ready to quit by halftime reports? Whole team on fire, we don't pass the torch. No, you know how the game go. On that ball.